Welcome to the Missler Mike channel. Recently I dropped a video about the history of the high power in general, and now I'm going to go over one of my examples, my numbers matching German occupation high power. On May 10, 1940, the Wehrmacht invaded the Netherlands, Belgium, and Luxembourg as part of Case Yellow, or the invasion of France. After 18 days of fighting, King Leopold sought an armistice, and on May 20th, the Germans seized the Fabrique Nationale plant in Liege. Over the next couple months, representatives of Mauser-Oberndorf and DWM visited the factory, and Franz Sharpnet of DWN was put in charge of getting it into production. Most of the original technicians either disappeared or escaped to Britain. These technicians took drawings of the high power with them, and in 1942, the John Inglis factory in Canada produced these pistols for the Allies, mostly for nationalist China or Great Britain. German technicians were brought into the FN factory in Liege, and with coerced labor, started producing pistols which were dubbed the Pistol 640B for the Third Reich. 319,000 high-power pistols were produced in this factory between its seizure and its liberation in 1944. In general, the main differences between the German occupation high powers from those produced elsewhere over the years are the rougher finish, and the magazine disconnect is removed to save on materials and production time. Looking at serial numbers as well as inspector stamps on these pistols can help you date them, as well as help you make sure you don't have a fake, as your serial number and inspector marks need to match. The earliest models will have a slotted grip, possibly because these were made from parts already at the factory, that can take the shoulder stock and an adjustable rear sight. These models bear the inspector mark WAA 613 and are in the serial number range of 44,500 to 65,200. Serial numbers 65,200 to 95,000 should bear the inspector mark WAA 103 and still have the adjustable rear sight. After 95,000 they should bear the inspector mark of WAA 140. Serial numbers 95,000 through 135,000 should still have the tangent sight, while those after 150,000 should have a fixed rear sight. In 1943, a new serial code was introduced going from 1A to 99,999A, and starting over in 1944 with 1B to 63,000B, where production was halted thanks to the Allied liberation of Liege. 640B pistols were issued mainly to Waffen-SS and Fallschirmjäger personnel. My high power, or Model 640B, was made in late 1943 going by these parameters. It is in the 98,000 serial range, followed by A, and has the WAA 140 inspector mark, as well as fixed rear sights. I fired this pistol using its original magazine, as well as the myriad of Mekgar magazines that are brought with me. By modern standards it is okay to shoot, but it gave me some nasty hammer bite. By World War II standards, this would have been one of the top sidearms fielded by any military around the world. Well balanced and sharing characteristics with the 1911, coupled with an unmatched 13+1 capacity, gave it no equal. Please be aware of where your elected officials and the groups who claim to represent you stand on the Second Amendment. I encourage you to join the GOA, the premier no-compromise, pro-2A group, as well as your state's organizations. If you like my content, please like, share, and subscribe, as well as check out my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and who I support on Patreon. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.